metaverse where fantasies come alive. Rocking out with El Slack and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit it explode. Oh, let's hit it explode. Let's hit it explode.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy El Slack. I got a mouthful of meat. Hope you're doing well. I was not ready for the intro to be over yet, so I'm still doing on my shit here. Anyway,
let's hit explode.
let it explode. I already exploded right before we kicked off, as you well
Nice.
know. Yeah. So we got Happy and we got Freaky Man 51. So this is gonna be exciting.
So,
How we doing today, guys?
No complaints on my end. I mean, it's Monday, you know, and that always is got its own feel to it, but it was a pretty good Monday. And then we got Thanksgiving this week, so can't really be, you know, a bad week.
Unless you don't like celebrating Thanksgiving or you're surrounded by a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, I guess it depends, you know. Like I myself, it'll be nice. It's just gonna be me and my wife. We're not. I heard that my father-in-law's coming, but the dad will be the day after Thanksgiving. I already ruined Thanksgiving this year, so.
Oh yeah, you fucked that up.
I don't.
what'd you
I
do?
don't need to worry
You
about
burned the turkey, and it's several days early. What'd you do?
it. No. I just got into it with my brother's girlfriend. When we kind of do, like, every year my family does, we do Thanksgiving like right around Halloween time, because it's just easier for everybody to get together then, and you don't have to fight any crowds or anything like that. So we do our own Thanksgiving dinner then. And so we all got together, and I got into it with my brother's girlfriend, and, you know, made everybody uncomfortable. So it was, you know, normal family Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's the way it should go.
What about you guys? How's you got plans for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, food, free food. Yeah,
Free food?
yeah. Go to my dad's house. He's gonna cook a turkey and shit. Yeah, free food.
All right. I got a host.
Nothing wrong with that.
My wife hosts her whole family, so they come over and we eat a bunch of food and watch the Cowboys hopefully win this year.
Oh my god, not the Cowboys, dude. The Bills are gonna win this year. That's gonna happen. We're gonna get to the Super Bowl and we're gonna win. Sorry.
What? What?
Yeah, the Bills, bro.
The Bills?
Yeah.
We're off to a
Fuck
bad
both
start.
your teams.
We're off to a bad start.
No. The Bills are where it's at.
I'm going for the Lions this year.
Hey, look, go Bills right on in the community.
Well, they're like the biggest underdog ever, aren't they? The Lions.
Lions?
The Lions?
And they're like the biggest underdog, aren't they? Like the
They're fucking
Lions
killing it
haven't they
this year.
never won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't think they have.
I don't think I have. No. I don't even know who the Lions are, to be honest. That's
Detroit
probably pretty
Lions.
bad. Oh, gotcha.
I thought you were joking there for a second.
You're obviously not into
Well,
legits.
I'm not a big sports person, but that's who I root for is the Bills.
Okay. All right. Well, if we're lucky, the Bills will win the NBA championship this year.
Well, if we're lucky, the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh,
Fingers
that's right.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I gotta make a brisket this year for Thanksgiving, so that's gonna be fun.
Well, that's fun.
I'll be up all
Oh,
night
nice.
doing it, which is not gonna be fun, but it is what
Hey,
it
it's
is.
totally worth it.
What do you
Cooking food.
what do you got planned?
So my wife's family will come over, and they'll occupy my home, and then after that, I got to go to my sister's house and then go see my other half of the family and spend some Thanksgiving with them. So it'll be a busy day for me. So,
How are you doing
fun.
your brisket? You
What's
smoking
that?
it?
Yeah, I'm
Are
gonna
you
smoke
smoking
it.
the brisket?
Yep, smoking the brisket, man.
Yeah, man. There's nothing like.
I was
smoking.
literally gonna ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love smoking meat and
Yeah.
barbecue.
Yeah.
And
it's,
you can't forget the best part about the family holidays: drinking.
Drinking, yeah.
the
No,
easiest way to deal with the family, all that family. It's the easiest way to deal with it: drinking.
this year, like normally I'd go over to my sister's house and we'd drink over there, but her husband, my brother-in-law, has like stage 3 or 4 liver cancer, so he
Oh,
can't drink
damn.
at all. He's trying not to die.
Oh damn!
So there's no drinking. They're all fucking sober now, and my wife's family, none of them drink. So I'm just like, fuck, I can't just drink by myself. I mean, I could, but no fun in that.
No, it's never fun being the only drunk person anywhere. You know.
Yeah.
I
No.
used to be the only drunk person in a lot of places, and I actually will not be drinking, but that's just because I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
I'll probably smoke enough weed for like 3 Jamaican dudes though, but you know, that's my new vice.
Yeah. So,
That sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah. I don't do that anymore, but you know, there was a time where that would have been a good time.
Well, man, I mean, up in Oregon, it's like completely everything is decriminalized, right? Like,
yeah, that way.
like
Yeah.
we were up there a while back, and our car broke down on the way home,
How long ago?
and we were like my father-in-law was in the back seat, and he just started smoking some weed, and cop came knocking on the window, and like when my wife rolls down the window, the smoke fucking blew right into the cop's face, and the cop just looks at us and goes, "Everything okay?" And I was like, yeah, everything's okay. And he's like, "You're not driving anywhere?" "Nope." He's like, "All right, see you later." Like, did not give a shit, man. I was pretty surprised, because anywhere else, for the most part, like they're at least pulling you out of the car.
Yeah, no, not here.
Yeah.
You can do all kinds of weird shit here, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Hey. That's lucky. Do something like that here, they're pulling you out of the car. They're gonna make you walk the concrete a little bit.
Yeah, not here. They like you could be high on mushrooms and weed and probably meth. Who knows? You have needles sticking out of your arm. As long as it's not too much drugs, they'll be like, "All right, man, just be safe."
As long as you're not hurting
Damn.
anybody or anything, right?
Yeah.
Where's this? Oregon?
Yeah,
Sounds like I'm moving to Oregon. Sounds like a nice chillax place to be.
No, bro, it's got its consequences.
it does. Yeah, JP knows. Yeah, meth is legal here. JP lives in Salem, where I live. Dude, it's fucking wild. It's wild out here.
I mean, here's what I would say. Like, if you're gonna decriminalize it, then actually make sales of it legal. You know, like just make it legal, because the problem is you're almost promoting a black market. If you're just not going to enforce anything, then and you're not going to have regulated storefronts and products, I mean, you're basically just asking for the black market to run it. You know, like the demand is never going to go away on that kind of thing. You know,
Nope.
and if you actually had it regulated, and like the FDA was checking it, and you know, I mean, like kind of under scrutiny. I mean, shit. Not that our pharmaceuticals are under scrutiny, but at least there's something in place, and you know, people are making money off of it, not the cartel. My own 2 cents. We should probably start talking about Upland,
We
right?
probably should.
I
Well,
don't even know how this conversation started.
we start talking about the Cowboys and Thanksgiving, and then it's, you know, drinking, and then drugs, and then before we know, fucking Happy starts getting political on us, and
Yeah. That's what I know.
That's not how this conversation was supposed to go. We were talking about the holidays. It just went on a backslide.
yeah, what the fuck?
That's
Anyway,
the show, right? Like it's just
dude, it can be
whatever.
whatever it wants to be.
Yeah, there's no
It can be whatever it wants to be. But yeah, we do have Happy. You were so nice and kind to reach out to Freaky Man 51 here so we could have a conversation about all the fun things that Freaky Man does. Well, fun to some and probably not fun for others, but I know that there's a fair amount of criticism about the things that you do, Freaky Man, with your sniping and all that stuff. But like I've said before, and I've talked to people, and I say, hey, we're gonna be chill, we're gonna keep it fair. We're just gonna have a conversation and pull back the veil just a little bit and see who Freaky Man 51 is. So why don't you tell us a little bit about like what got you into Upland?
Well, I've always had like an entrepreneur mindset. I finished high school. I went to a technical school, took culinary arts for 4 years, was in the military. And I've always just had an entrepreneur mindset. And I never went to college. And I was looking around for something I could do from home because that was the aspect I wanted to try to build a business on. So I was looking at different things online, and I liked playing games on my phone and Discord and stuff like that. And I was playing a game on my phone. I saw an ad for Upland, and I literally watched through the ad, and I'm just like, damn, this is like so me. I can kill this. I can be good at this. And I started playing Upland right around, it was a while ago, it was years ago, when literally I joined Upland 2 days before Santa Clara released. And in that time, from that point on, my whole goal in Upland was to take my initial $2,000 that I could afford to invest and just continue to flip it. And I've done that for several years now. I've grown, learned new things, taught myself new skills to improve on my area of expertise. And I learned a lot in doing so. I've got so many more skills that I can put to use in many different things. And I took that $2,000 and I flipped it into over 50 grand in profit.
Wow. So I know just right off the bat, people are going to hear that and they're going to say, yeah, well, you turned that $2,000 and that sounds like really great. You turned that $2,000 into over $50,000. But some are going to say, arguably you did it in a shitty way, by sniping or whatever other processes you have to acquire your assets and then flip them. How much of that plays a part in your flipping and your strategy for growing your wealth in Upland?
Let's be honest here. When I first started, I wasn't fast, I wasn't quick. I would look at the market and look where things were good priced and where I could actually turn a profit on it and still leave it relatively enough that somebody else could turn a profit on it, because that's the kind of person I am. So I always sell just under market, and it's not to lower the market. I do it in a low amount at a time to give other people a chance to profit on properties as well. Because I don't believe in everybody just sitting there at the same price, not selling. I want other people to have action too. And I used to buy up floors of cities. In fact, back when Abdullah was buying up in Chicago, buying up in Bronx, I literally helped Abdullah raise the floor in the Bronx. That's literally what I did. I was sitting there buying those properties. Snipes, what we do with that is our whole goal is just to be faster, to get to the best deal the quickest. That's our whole goal. We don't intend for people to make mistakes or do any of that. And it's hit or miss. Every day is different. Some days will go by without any properties for me to buy that are in my price range that I feel like I can profit on. But other days, there's a whole bunch of things reasonably priced, but under market a good bit where I can profit. And then you get the days where people make mistakes and come begging and knocking. And to protect, knowing that in itself is a shady transaction, I took the risk to take the time and dig in and make sure that I was protecting myself to make returns to people and try to help people as much as I could. And in doing so, I caught flags in several actions that ended up putting me in jail multiple times. That I had to prove my innocence, everything like that, to get myself out of jail. All while dealing with a bunch of negativity.
So how did you go about proving your innocence when you go to Alcatraz? Can you explain that process?
Because, like, for instance, the most recent case, I got stuck in there because, as many people may have noticed, there's been a mass multi-accounting issue. And me and a couple other people got thrown in jail because we bought a lot of properties from those accounts, those brand new accounts joining the game and selling all in the same pattern under floor in our pricing. So we had to explain to them what we did, even though they already know. We had to explain to them what we did and logic to them that the profit we were making off those isn't worth us making a whole bunch of accounts, because it was minuscule profits. 100 UPX here, 100 UPX there, 200 at max. And they assumed, because we were the only ones profiting from that was us doing that. And they didn't have any solid. Go ahead.
They thought you guys were the ones multi-accounting?
Yes.
Okay.
They had very solid suspicion that we were the only ones profiting from that. And these accounts wouldn't have any reason to do that unless it was for us, because there was no other pattern they could link to, until I was able to provide them evidence showing them that there was an account running UPX sales through UPX Land. So it was using a third-party application. Right? Yeah, Spark Exchange, my bad. Using other platforms to take liquid out of Upland and then move it through a different source. And when I revealed that to them, within a couple days, all of us were released. Because I proved to them that we weren't the only option, and there was a much bigger reason of what that was happening. I was kind of disappointed at that point that they didn't actually take the time to look into, because they can see it, because everything goes to their servers. They can see the IP addresses. They can see all that. And they didn't even take the time to dig that far and look at that kind of data to suspect somebody. And it was kind of... Go ahead.
They just made an assumption?
Yep, exactly. I mean, in the email, too, they literally confirmed it was an assumption. Like, their first initial email was, you're not getting unblacklisted, blah, 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 this, you got accused of this. And I had to fight them tooth and nail to get them to listen. Gave them multiple logical reasons, explained to them the profit and loss and how that didn't make sense. I explained to them why their reasoning was flawed and how I understand what it looks like. But what we do is we buy the deals as fast as we can. And when somebody lists under market like that, whether I buy it or somebody else buys it, if I don't buy it, someone else is going to buy it. And are you just going to blame all these random people buying those properties for being those accounts because of what it looks like? You got to look farther into that source. And I did that work for them. It took me a week to get released that time. And that was a week lost. A week of sitting there watching probably the cruelest sniper there was in the game, who's currently in Alcatraz. And we all know his name. When I say it, if you don't know it, I'm at a loss on how you don't. Right. RCP Cash. Yeah. Everyone knows who that is. And I've had suspicions on him and all that, but it's not my place to say he is doing anything wrong, because I can't prove anything. But his consistency was always what was faster than me. I could beat him, but his consistency I couldn't, because I'm a human. I buy things, my times vary, my loading speeds vary, I lose my internet. I sleep. My schedule is crazy, guys. Don't ask. I can't explain. I'm nocturnal, and well, a lot of things are only open in the daytime. So sometimes I'm not nocturnal,
Right.
but I'm mostly nocturnal. So my hours flip and flop all the time.
So
And
are you saying that I think what I hear you saying is that you are the one that's pressing the buttons, you're the one that's making
Yep.
the purchase, and you're not using a bot to make those purchases.
nope. What my bot does is it reads the blockchain and it watches for specific deals when they come, and it can see those transactions immediately. It filters. Actually, technically, if I took away every single filter, it's currently watching every single transaction on the blockchain at all times, and it's watching for specific ones. So it filters out and it brings up the different deals, and it'll take that ID, because in those transactions you have the prop ID, and I can take that ID and put it into a link and open the link.
Okay. How fast would you say that you can manually do this?
I can hit 2 seconds if things are back to back, but on average, 2.5 seconds is with like full attention. But it's normally more on average 3 or 3.5 seconds, sometimes 4. Faster speeds are possible, but it all depends on the scenarios. Because you'll get times where we've probably all noticed, if you're up late hours and stuff like that, there have been multiple times where there was no captures at all on buying properties because
Right.
they were doing something on the back end, they turned it off. There's been times like that. Like when it's like that, there's no capture for me to wait out. I can buy it faster, but a lot of the times I'm still roughly the same speed, and that's because, well, I'm a human. I can only respond so fast, and I don't sit and stare at my screen all day because that would just kill my eye. I watch TV and stuff like that. My computer next to me, ready to go. It makes the sound when somebody lists the property in my range. It goes ding, and that lets me know I can go buy that property. And it lets me know as soon as it sees it on the watch within
So then
milliseconds.
you have it make a link. You click the link. It takes you right to the property. You hit purchase, and you're done.
Yep.
That's essentially how you are doing it.
Yep.
Okay. So the
And I
difference.
miss a lot. I misclick a lot.
So the
I
difference.
got a really big mouse, a very big mouse hand. Like it's like the size of a quarter, so I could see it better. And it's purple too, because I like night mode, so everything is dark on my screen, so I can see the nice big purple cursor moving around on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Even colored my laptop screen with a dry erase marker in the spots where the buttons will be.
No shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
had at first I did clear tape, but then I realized it was better with dry erase marker because the tape would just look irritating on the screen.
So then you just have the mouse cursor just ready to go. Right when it pops up, you hit the button and you're done.
Yep.
So how do you get around? So when I go and buy a property, it has my two-factor authentication that comes up, and then it says, "Hey, do you want to buy the thing?" And then it has my payment method. I have to hit OK. You're saying you can get through all of that in 2.5 seconds?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I don't know how you do that, but I'm not. Gosh, I would love to. I know we talked about it briefly. I said, "Oh, could you do that?"
Optimize loading speeds. It's a lot of just optimizations to my computer itself, internet speed. A lot of factors come into play. How long the captcha takes to respond with its answer, and you're good to go. It all varies. 2.5 is not common for me, but it is a speed I can hit, and that's like it's got to be perfect. You got to have back to back, because for some reason, when there's not back-to-back properties, when you're not actively using the screen on Upland and stuff like that, it takes a little bit longer to load a link. And It's just because the page goes into like idle mode or something like that, like eco mode, to use less resources on your computer.
Gotcha. So you had mentioned a little bit earlier, you had said something about, people come, they hit you up, you snipe their property for stupid cheap, right? and they come hitting you up and say, hey, like, you just snap my property, like, can I get that back? It was a mistake. How do you manage that?
So it's changed recently. So for a long time, we had a set, like, our fee would be 25% of the mint or the value of the property, depending on what it is. It's a collection, it'd be 25% of the collection value, or the mint, whichever was higher. And the reason we do that is because we spend our time working and advancing our processes to be able to do that. And when somebody makes a mistake, we wanted to be those guys that could help out. So we would dig into those people. We would check their transaction histories and stuff like that to ensure our own safety. And if we approved and something looks too fishy and we felt like we could put that faith out there and trust and return that property for the 25% fee, we would do it. If they were polite and respectful and they understood that it was their mistake and that we were just trying to help. And we did that for a very long time, made tons of returns. In fact, I made probably the biggest return for the biggest mistake that there ever was. And same rule applied, 25% fee. And at that point, it was a bit generous because the property was a 4.5 million El Camino in Santa Clara. And I returned it for 1 million UPX, and I bought it for 6,400 UPX. Yes, that sounds crazy, but making a mistake on a property like that, you got to pay something, because that's a loss for me to return that to you because you messed up. And I don't plan for that. I don't enjoy when it happens because I've done it. We've all done it. And I honestly do not enjoy when it happens, but it's come to the point where we're getting a lot of players and there's a lot of suspicious activity to the point where we can't spend all our time digging into people when you make mistakes. We can't save everybody anymore. We can't. So now we are requiring that we can trust the person like we already do. We don't have to dig into them extra. We have established a relationship with them in the community and the people that we know that we can trust them, because there's just too much going on now, and it takes a lot of time to sit there and ensure that somebody is not doing something suspicious that puts me at risk of losing my own time trying to deal with a situation that was caused by something like that.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta ask though, because it's like when you know, I mean, 4 million UPX, right? Like, and it's 6,000. Like, that's obviously a mistake, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, and a big player, like somebody who's like legitimate. I mean, like, if somebody, like, say there was a terminal or some shit that came up like that, like, you would probably work with that person, right? Like, because I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, even as being like your buddy, being good friends with you, it still is like hard to be like, how is that not theft, right? Like, because it is the other player's mistake, no matter what, right? But the dollar amount it's hard to justify. I mean, like how. I mean, I guess on the other end of it though. Like, if you spend that much money on something, shouldn't you be more careful with it? Like, shouldn't you be kind of paying attention to your assets when you're putting them up for sale? I mean, so I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, but it's still there's a point where it's like, man, I mean, especially, how about this? Especially if you wouldn't, like with RCP, right? Like, that motherfucker jacked a terminal and would not even respond to the dude, basically, or basically telling him, hey, free market, that's what it is. And it's like, I mean, man, that's something that somebody spent real money on. It's not like they just had magic UPX they bought it with. A terminal you're spending US dollars on, right? Like, so to me,
you have almost to be KYC'd for that, so that they're a real person,
right? And like, so I don't know. It just I guess it's that's where it's hard, like when you have somebody like RCP Cash who's just complete asshole, who's not gonna return nothing, and like at that point, do you think Upland should step in, or is it just free market. You know, like, I mean, truly, you know, if we had have a free market, like, I mean, and here's, I guess, another point is pretty much anybody could be a sniper, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you like, you could, let me ask you this. Why don't you just start selling sniper bots?
Too much work, too much effort.
Because so you have to actually like maintain them, right? Like, you can't just sell somebody a bot and then it's up and running. More or less, it's like you've got to maintain. But I mean, couldn't you show somebody, like, man, ChatGPT could basically create one, couldn't it?
It could possibly, but I don't think it can because well, it probably could, but
You just have to know the prompts.
well, yeah, you have to know the prompts and you have to know what you're describing to it. And the thing about ChatGPT is it's got limits. It will only do certain things, and when you say things that it interprets differently from what you say, like, you have to know exact prompts because it is very careful about not intruding on TOSs and stuff like that. Like, it knows what Upland's TOS is, it knows what all these other TOSs are. So, like, if you don't know how to word your prompts, it will not give you an answer. But yes, it could definitely do it, but you have to know what you're saying, because there is two different types of bots, and the ones that are against TOS are the ones that automate in-game actions and stuff like that. And when you're asking for a bot that's reading the blockchain to tell you prices and properties and stuff like that, it's very hard to decipher to a AI technology what version you're looking for. So it can't understand that you're trying to siphon from the blockchain for prices if you don't tell it that.
Well, and you also just can't straight up tell ChatGPT to create you a sniper bot. I've tried. So,
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
if you say the word sniper bot, it's going to look at you like, yeah, bro, no, that's illegal, bro. That's illegal.
You got to work around it all, you know?
So,
but I mean, it's basically like a script, right? Like,
yeah,
like that script, I mean, people use them for other things. It's not just, it's basically like a copy paste script. Like, you've got the API reading the blockchain, and then your script is basically just copy and pasting off of that, putting it in the web browser, and then boom, it pops up on your screen.
Yep.
So, all right, I'm going to figure out the right prompts. I'll get it. Well, I'll just ask you.
what makes your process different from RCP Cash and any other, Dynamo process that is against the terms of service? What makes you within the guidelines?
Because I do everything in game by myself, as myself. I do all the clicking, all the in-game actions by myself. The only thing my bot does is watch the blockchain and create the link for me.
I mean, and that's UpXLand does the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
So the link, when you talk about the link, can you just explain that piece to me? That's,
so,
I guess, the part
with
that almost sounds like automation in and of itself. Like, it's going to create a link for you and you just click it and boom, you're there.
Yeah, that's not automation.
Not exactly.
It literally anyone can do this. Like, it is very well. It's not simple if you have to put the work in and time in to figure out how to do it. But anyone can take, let's say, let's have your URL bar, have it pre-typed with the property ID and everything like that, and the end part, and you literally just copy from the blockchain the right number from the blockchain IDs for each ID of what each item is. Like, you got the user, the property ID, you got the property, the person who owns it, and whatnot. You got all those in different codes on the blockchain, and if you grab the right ID from those and put it into that prop ID, you're going to load the link for that property.
So it's not necessarily making the link, it's just giving you the information, you're pulling that and you're plugging it in.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Let me see here. I had some other questions on here. Let me see if I haven't touched on any of these.
Just for your all reference, I didn't want to put my face on here, but I saw some people talking like I'm an AI robot. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm human.
he's a real guy.
I'm a real guy.
I knew Freaky
I'm a real
before
guy,
he was
just
a
like-
sniper, by the way.
What?
I'm saying I knew you before you were a sniper. Like I knew Freaky when he very first
Yeah.
started playing the game.
He
Like,
he
him
was
and I-
literally back when collection swaps were a thing. Like that was one of the first things I did, and guess who taught me? He was. Happy is the one that taught me how to collection swap back when it was a real thing. So long
Okay.
ago, and I did that for a good while.
Yeah, and then you got a good start there, and then I mean, man,
And then I
you
got
were also-
butthurt because somebody was being picky choosy about who they would swap with, and I was just like, "Are you serious, bro? Like this is a hard collection to get, and you're like the only one who's got the whole damn thing. Like you literally just told me to my face, like you wouldn't even flat tell me you wouldn't give it to me. You were just like, yeah, I'll give it to you, and then you literally told me to my face, you're busy, and I just watched you swapped it with somebody else. Like, what the fuck you doing? I got
the thing
butthurt
was,
and I
is had
stopped
already,
trading.
like, but I had them lined up was the whole thing. They were like already lined up, and so it was just. It wasn't that I was trying to ignore you or anything. And you
Oh yeah,
always
you
got
said that several
Oh, you're
times.
talking about
though.
Happy? Happy's the douchebag that was fucking you over?
Hey,
No, it wasn't happy. No, he remembers. It was the fucking. Let me look at what they were. The police stations or something like that. The Brooklyn police stations. I think. Is this San Fran, Manhattan, Queens?
was
Where's
that
Brooklyn?
Deftones? Or no,
Brooklyn's
what's
right
his name?
Yeah, it was the
Mind
police
X.
stations in Brooklyn.
Mindex.
Yeah, I think it was
Mindex.
Mindex. No, maybe it was. I don't remember. No, I don't think it was Mindex. Because
I think
Mindex did do
Deftones
swaps
might
with me.
have-
It was some dude that was constantly always busy. I can't remember who it was.
Well, then there
cannot
was the crazy big time dude. What was his name? Octavius. He had
Oh my
God. Crazy swaps going on, man. Like he had all of the ultra rares for San Francisco, New York, all of the rares. So if you did one swap with him, you were making like 200K.
Yeah, I did a lot with him.
Yeah,
And
those are the old
not that I'm
days.
proud of that now, but sorry guys, I just took a smooth one.
I can smell that from here.
Mm. God, I
That's
love
how you
it.
stay sharp. Snipes.
Yeah, I got my senses in a bunch.
You got to keep that trigger finger fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, even
I almost-
before, like,
RCP
Oh, sorry,
made me
I
almost
was-
throw my mouse so many times.
Why?
Just because of the stuff he would get on consistency with 8 hours in between, and just be able to be 10 times faster than me was massively annoying because big things that I know he would never ever give somebody an opportunity to get back. Like seeing people get terminals, him get terminals and just hold them on people was just like sad to me. It was quite sad, and it would piss me off to the point where I just flip the fuck out and throw my mouse because that irks my nerves. Because I have a heart, I have a big heart, and seeing that just was painful. Because I'd rather that person actually have a chance.
Right. See, you're not in the business of fucking people over. And I've heard this. Like, we have Swarley does the show with us, and he's been sniped by you. And he did say that you worked with him to get his property back. Now, he's not convinced that you do this manually. He seems to be of the belief that, and I would imagine there's probably lots of other people that are of the belief that you aren't doing this manually. Like, you're not clicking. You have a bot, and you're having all of this automated, and you're breaking the terms of service. And I know we've talked about that. You know, you say you do it all manually, and you pull the information off the blockchain, and you make the link, you click the link, and you can get there. If all goes well, you know, within 2.5 seconds, or maybe a little bit faster, depending on, you know, what's going on in the back end.
Yep.
You know, what do you say to those that think that you're full of shit and that this isn't legit and you're feeding us a line, and you know that you aren't doing it manually, you are using a bot, and you're just as bad as RCP Cash?
Well, that's the thing. I can't ever please everybody, and it's never going to be that way. There's going to be the jealousy. There's going to be the hate, and I've learned that I'm going to let people think what they want to think. You can believe who I am or who I'm not, and you can have your own opinion. That's totally legal, and it shouldn't affect me, because in all reality, I love this community. There's so many good people, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna have to deal with many of these people on a daily basis, and their opinions of me shouldn't matter when I know my truth, and I don't have to answer to you. I get that, how it looks and how it can seem, but my life situation is my life situation, and I do what I gotta do to get by, just like everybody else. And in the real world, that's just how it goes. Some people get lucky, some people don't. And I'm just trying to make it here.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you put in the work to get yourself in a position where you can buy these properties faster than others without breaking the terms of service. Now, and have you been sent to Alcatraz for breaking the terms of service as far as sniping goes?
The one time, but it wasn't because of the sniping. It was because it was an auto jail because their system used to be way worse. And they had this person that was funneling the liquid visibly in the game to another account. And they were listing a whole bunch of properties and liquidating this account and transferring it to another. And the system flagged that. And because I was the one who bought most of those properties, because they listed them at like way under value, it was like 140 something properties under the floor price, and because I bought that many, I got flagged and got sent to Alcatraz. And they knew who I was. They've believe it or not, they've gotten many reports, and I would not be here today if I was cheating. I mean, granted, it's a hard thing to prove, but I've been around for 4 years doing this, and you gotta think about how many times I've been reported. I've gone through this so many times, and I've been sent to Alcatraz twice, one automatic and one for them believing I was multi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you make a good point there. Like,
but so Upland does not care.
Why
about
would you
bots.
show up even on this, and why would you be within the community and even openly saying, yeah, I do snipe, but I do it, manually. I scrape the blockchain and I get the information. I can just do it faster than you. Yeah, why would you be here if you were cheating? What benefit does this cause?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't involve myself in the community if I was. Like, I actually told that to Upland too. Like, they're talking about me being a mass multi-accounter and stuff like that. I'm like, that just does not make logical sense. I've been in this community for so long. A lot of people know me, and like everybody knows, so many people know what I do. They know that I'm fast. Me buying these properties fast, how am I listing them just as fast? Like, how am I doing two things at once? I can't only do one thing at a time. I can't sit here and log into several accounts and buy all the properties from them as I'm doing that. Like, how am I going to do that? So I explained that to them too. Like, why would I be in the community if I was doing something wrong? I wouldn't make myself visible to everybody. I wouldn't make myself stand out.
Yeah.
I
mean, you don't see money launderers being like, yo, I got a sign on me that says I money launder. Look at me money laundering. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, like.
What were you saying, Happy? I know you're quieter than everybody else, so.
I was just saying that Freaky went to Genesis Week.
Yeah, so, the second one?
The very first one that they actually did in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I met
so they know Freaky's a
several
real person, like
the people in person.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks for
James.
coming
Hello.
on, Freaky, so black, happy, Freaky, everyone in chat. Have a great night, y'all. No problem, no problem.
What is your involvement in the community, Freaky? Like, what do you got going on?
I've done giveaways. I've literally sat here and thrown properties up at under market when I knew RCP wasn't around, so people could grab them up. I've done that quite a few times, and that I hang out to help people out. I've helped some new players, explained different methods of watching the markets. Just I have a community server that we've had going for years where we did returns and stuff like that. And now it's built into a whole bunch of data tools that can tell you what properties are actually selling at what price, when they're selling. Like, it's got a whole bunch of different data on that kind of stuff. It's got every single sale that happens most of the time, but sometimes there's issues where it misses one or here and there. But it'll tell you, like, when properties are minted, it'll tell you what's going on in the market, and you can see all this data of actual sales that are happening. And we built that over months with me and Cryptic King. He's one of my team members. We worked together. We're buddies. We built that server together, and that's just one of the many tools we have. You can pull a list of all the floor values for every city in one go. Like, you can literally pull the floor value in UPX. I don't know if we have USD available at the moment. We did at one point. But you can also do it with the collections too. It'll give you a literal file full of all the collections for each city on what the value is, except for like the blue collections and stuff like that most times, because like a lot of the times those are just like the city-based collection.
Right. Do you guys share your work with anybody outside of like your group?
What do you mean share our work?
Like, so it sounds like you have like a pretty solid system as far as like looking at floors and looking at the market. I know that there's a lot of other content creators and players out there that have servers and they'll share information. And do you guys have something like that where you're out there helping the community with this information? Because that's not information.
So we don't have like there's several servers that post like when listings happen and stuff like that, and there have been for a while. So what we did was we went out there and we did something kind of like not exactly like, but kind of like MetaVenture AI or whatever it is, Discord server. And we've had our server for a while. It's actually on my Discord profile, I believe. It's in the community projects in the Discord server for Upland as well. It's probably high up because I haven't posted it in a while. But we've got all that data posted from a Discord bot in that server for the sales that actually happen. We have a category for whale alerts. For example, let's say somebody buys a property over 1 million UPX, it's going to post it there. It's going to post that kind of data. So you can actually go and look and see what houses are bought, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I have this theory, and it sounds like maybe you might know something about this. I don't believe Abdullah is real. Do you have any verifiable proof that this player is a real person? Like, what kind of proof would you need? I can actually know anything. All I know is that Abdullah is this monster whale within the game. Doesn't ever show their face. It doesn't ever talk. It doesn't seem to be part of any community. Like, even when I was at Genesis Week, the whole LaSalle thing, it was just like a message from Abdullah. Oh, he couldn't be here, but here's a message from Abdullah. And I'm just like, I don't know if this dude is real. Yeah, he is. I mean, in my personal opinion, I've done my research. I think I know who he is. But that's not my liberty to say, because what if I'm right? Then I'm like just putting him on blast. But I have my ideas, and I respect it. And he's here for the fun and potential, and just for a little side fun. And he is active, not as much as some people might see, but he's pretty active. I mean, he claims his earnings. He does all that. He's an actual person. I've talked to him before, not like verbally, so I don't know what his voice sounds like. But I've talked to him in the DMs before. I remember watching him in a live auction in the Discord channel when they did those, him buying
several Manhattan properties back to back for $75,000. So I watched him do this while they were live streaming, everything like that. Like,
Okay.
I don't have any reason to believe that it's not a real person or company being run on an account. Who knows? But that is definitely somebody real. That's not
Okay.
Upland faking something, because that doesn't make sense. He's done so much that has helped them.
Right. I want Abdullah to be real, and that's why I keep saying, I'm like, I don't know, man. I need somebody to tell me this person's a real player. It's not Upland in disguise. It's not some other weird fucking thing. I want Abdullah to be real. I want this super whale sitting in there and pumping Upland.
Yeah.
Okay.
He definitely is. He's got his thing. He's definitely got his thing with several hoods, specifically the one in Los Angeles, man. He literally, when Los Angeles released, he was all in for that. He was just all in, getting up in there, getting that, and bought almost that whole hood. Like,
Which one?
that takes a real dedicated player. Happy, do you remember what it's called off the top of your head? I can find it in a few seconds. Let me see.
Not the Playa.
No, I got you.
There was another one that.
And it's like all built up and everything. I know it's over here.
Is it Century City?
No, that was a hood somebody else made. No, this is like straight. He owns it, pretty much all by himself, almost. Not all of it, but he almost does. Where is it? I know it's here. Oh my god, when I see it, I'll know it. I just gotta see the name on the screen. Oh my god. I know it is. It's killing me.
I'm just happy that I own like a whole, I own a whole neighborhood.
Oh my god, I can't remember what it is. It's like
anymore,
killing me.
that's kind of impossible to do.
Which one is it?
Well, I guess unless you buy one of those Ethereum,
I know.
Own the whole node.
I got this. I know how to check.
I hope you know how to check. It sounds like you're the data miner.
Now that's what it's all about. You. I wonder. Somebody recently bought one of the nodes, didn't they? Like one of the full packages, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, BitGet got was it Treasure Island?
BitGet got the Treasure Island, but I thought there was Sandbox has a neighborhood as well. But I thought another one of those packages.
No, it was,
maybe I'm mistaken.
It had, and then it hadn't. It did the same thing it did me, because I wanted to see what it looked like if I tried to. The one time, I'm not proud of that. But at that very point in time, it was like brand new. It was just there. So when I did that, and it just, I never signed the transaction on the blockchain or anything like that. It disappeared. Like it straight disappeared. It actually said sold. And they actually they actually DM'd me to ask me, like, did you actually intend to buy this? And I'm like, no, I was just looking to see what it would cost me if I wanted to. And they're like, okay.
Man, didn't you actually get you got a Treasure Island property way back when in a bundle, and they took it away from you?
Yeah,
you remember that?
I do. So I got in these bundles you buy and whatnot. I got dropped a Treasure Island property, and I had to fight them for how unfair that was. They just ripped it out of my hands and gave me something else that was shitty after leaving me with that for so long.
Yeah. Did you get in on that BitGet Island one where they were giving fucking properties away on?
No, because I can't use BitGet here.
Yeah, well, there's ways.
Yeah, but I'm about just like not trying to do stupid shit.
Well, the thing is like Upland knows. If you're KYC'd, Upland knows, right?
Yeah,
so, like,
exactly.
if you went onto the site used a VPN and then tried to bring it in, they'd be like, come
Oh,
on, man.
I remember, and I didn't even find it. But Rancho Park.
Okay.
Rancho Park.
He
Yeah.
owns almost all of them, or does he actually own all of them?
He owns almost all of them. There's a few he doesn't. There it is.
Because he's
Yeah,
not
there's-
willing to pay like 400 million UPX for some piece of
Right. And like
property
if you
that-
go and look in there, you can see like just how much of it he owns just by looking at all the buildings.
Because they're all gonna be built out.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
He put a lot of work into that. And a lot of the spark he's got, Mr. Spark Tank over there. He's got so much spark. It's insane.
Freaky, do you
Imagine-
have a node that you represent?
Do I represent what?
Do you have a node that you represent?
No.
No.
I was well, technically yes. I'm just not currently actually doing it. But Merce Manor in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I've not been like super active in the node and stuff like that because I got lots of other things going on. But that's my node. That's the one I chose. Like a while back, I was like, I want to find myself a node to be proud of and get into. And that one was the one that it was a memory for me because I was making deals with people, making offers on properties, seeing who would do some trades with me to get better properties than I could afford at the time. And I was offering fair, reasonable deals, and I got a nice couple properties there when it was around like 100K flourish. I got a couple properties for like 60, 70K, and I was very proud of myself. So I kept one of those for a long while. I only recently sold it because I had to, but I had a property in Merce Manor for a very long while.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where do you have your home address at the moment? Is it
Nowhere.
There? No.
Well, I mean, I put it on a random. I literally put it on a random house to vote for the property lock thing.
Did you go for the property lock?
Yeah, I did. I voted to have it done, and
Yeah.
that my personal opinion was that, like, so many of those properties are just sitting there, and by them locking them and making them unavailable again, even though we already know what they are and everything like that, making them unavailable again for a period of time and closing what's available makes the market more favorable and more ability to grow, just because there's less out there that's flooding it, that's just not bought, making it look like it's not worth it, when these properties definitely are worth it. It's just everybody's got their price and everybody's got their different views on different properties. Like, you might take a nothing property and who knows, Los Angeles, let's say it's a little Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, nobody cares about it, and you've got it listed for $1 million UPX. There can be a day where somebody comes along and they're like, I like this, and they're willing to pay that, because a property's value is only worth as much as somebody's willing to pay. And you can't limit that to what the market is all the time. I do, because my whole goal is to try to gain as much as I can, so I can be that guy who wants to collect things and sit there, but I can't financially afford that on my own, so I'm trying to grow the ability to do so. And you could be that person that's a long holder. Everybody's got their different style, but you could be that person that puts up a property for well over market and just leaves it there long enough to the point that somebody who finds it is somebody who's willing to pay for that. And to them, that's fair, because it might be their home address, it might be their place of work, or better yet, it might be the place where they got engaged to get married. Who knows?
Right.
That is possible with any single property in this game. You just got to know how to sell things, know who you're looking for, and just find the target.
Yeah. What would you say your goal is for like the next 2 years? Where do you see yourself going? Where do you see yourself going in the next 2 years?
I want to get, in 2 years, I want to try to finally get successful to the point where I don't have to work a job and worry about money issues, because at the moment I'm having a hard time finding a job and I'm struggling a little bit, just getting by. And I want, in 2 years, to try to get back to the point I was a year ago, before all the sad things happened with my family and I had to spend on that and put money towards that. It took me down quite a lot. I mean, I've regrown quite a bit from there, but I'm trying to get by on just this, and the market is not too great at the moment, and we want to see that go up, and it can. We just need that potential's there. It just needs to be helped, and it's slow at the moment. So, with that being said, getting by on just this is not easy, but I don't want to. I'm not going to give this up. I have a lot of hope and faith for Upland, and 2 years down the line, I'm hoping it's balling, and I'm doing good because of it, because I had that faith, because they have a lot of potential. They really do, and they're starting to move things in the right direction and do the right things. It just takes time, and I want to be patient, because I said no to Bitcoin when it was $3, and I'm regretting that to this day.
Right.
But I didn't say no to Upland, and I've been gaining to this day. And I'm not going to pass up that opportunity, whether it fails or succeeds, to be there for it, because
Right.
I got in early.
So you have, it sounds like you have a vested interest for Upland to do well. You're putting more stake in the Upland than probably most do. You're looking at this being potentially like something that you do as your job.
Yeah. And I did for a year or two.
When the market was good, and then it's
Yeah.
falling off
When I
a
was
bit.
doing well, when I had a whole bunch of liquidity in, you could ask Happy. I mean, I know he's seen me up at 10, 15 million net worth. And I could
And that was
hold that
really
net worth and just keep growing too.
Right.
Like my net worth will go up and down because of the way I work.
Mhm.
Well, that's one thing that I can appreciate. You never cared about your net worth, where I'm like obsessed with my net worth. Like, who the fucking
Well, I cared
fuck-
about it.
Like,
I cared.
I have 1 million UPX burner properties from way back in the day, and I will not let them go. I'm like that. I lose 1 million UPX off my net worth if I lose that burner property. I'm not getting rid of that. You know,
Yeah, I'm not- Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to be all flashy and be like, "Yo, look what I got over here, just stacked up." No, I'm not flashy like that. Like, I make my moves, and you can see it. And you don't just the value doesn't need to be sitting right there, visible for all to see, flashing at everybody's faces. If you want to know what I'm doing, you can see it by looking in subtle places rather than seeing it just in your face. I didn't want to be like that. And at some point I want to grow, yeah, but I let my liquidity not hold me back. I let it go up and down. I try to grow it and use it and push it to my advantage, because a saying that even in the real world with real money makes you more money if you know what you're doing with it.
Right.
Every like, if you think about it, a business owner, they didn't start out with a full-blown business growing well. They put a lot of events and money and time into that, and time is the real value. And you work a job, you get paid for that time. So they're putting in that time to their company for free on their own, starting it out, building it up, to put that effort in, and it costed them money to make the money they make.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be
got
willing to
money-
take a risk and take a leap.
Yep. I was having a very similar conversation with my wife the other day about Sparklet, and where I think that could go. And I was saying, hey, if Sparklet, starts booming, like what's the number that we need to, I need to sell, that you feel good about this. We talked about that number, and I said, okay, well, like, just so you know, like where I'm at right now, I could easily more than double that number with just a very small investment. And she's like, well, how much is a small investment? I'm like, well, if I double what I have in Sparklet right now, which isn't a lot. I got like 15,000 Sparklet. I'm like, give me 30,000 Sparklet, and when we're moving it, I mean, that's a big deal. 15 Sparklet's not going to be that big of an investment.
I mean, it's what, $1,000?
Yeah.
Like 15,000.
Well, no, like
I have high hopes for Sparklet. I'm just waiting for it to hit all the streams, because I mean, it's still relatively new, and it's going to take a while for the people in the actual crypto markets to see those. and it's going to bring in a lot more eyes. Probably already has, but
Yeah.
over time it'll just keep bringing in more eyes. And I have a lot of suspicion of how that will go, and I plan on buying a whole bunch of it. The moment I'm financially straight on the outside, I'm going to start investing in that some more too, because I love Sparklet and building the houses in the game. And this is a big pet peeve, guys. Don't do this. Don't put your house on your property with the door facing backwards. Oh my God, I swear to you, I don't care how long you built it, how much it meant to you when you first built it, if it was your first build. If I buy that property, I'm going to destroy that house.
I'm gonna do
I'm
that.
going to build it the right way.
I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna the next property.
I'm gonna build every property backwards now.
Now I'm just gonna. I'll give one right. I'll just list one at 5 UPX, and it'll get sniped by maybe you, and then you're like, "Fuck." You bought that off else like that motherfucker. He got me. That's awesome.
And it's. I also want to make that note too for people. Like, it's not all that common. I mean, it happens. Yes, it happens a good amount, but it's not really all that common for the amount of sales people do in a day and stuff like that. I can see the total transactions from a given period of time. Just however long my system is active, it counts how many properties have been listed in that time in all, and I can see how active windows are and whatnot. And it's not all that common for real mistakes. A lot of the times it's somebody just wanting to get some quick UPX or quick USD, because I actually do USD. I'll buy USD property. I will.
Yeah.
If it's
Oh,
low
no.
enough and I like it, I buy that shit. And I
I was
wouldn't do
keeping
that
around on
automatically, because if I was doing that automatically, I'd be more broke than I already am. I'd probably be in like the negative reds, because my card would just keep getting charged and charged and charged. I can't do that. No thanks. Not worth it.
Yeah.
But I love my USD deals. You get better things and get more UPX from it. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, but right now, man, buying for
You ever get
US
what's your
for
best
UPX
USD
is phenomenal.
deal?
I've gotten
What'd you say?
I've gotten like several, like 400, 500K mints. Actually, I think one of them was 600K for 5% mint in USD. That was a great one.
No way.
That was a great. Yeah.
And that wasn't a
Several
mistake, like,
times.
straight up.
No, they were straight up doing it back to back. There was like 10s, 15s that they were doing back to back in USD. And I got there was like 5s, 9s, 8s. There was all like right under the 10% mark just in USD.
That's all fancy, man.
Somebody in real need. And I was just like, damn, that was a nice score. Just get something for 5% USD is great. And
Yeah,
USD is more of a challenge for me because it's not a bad thing, and I enjoy it because with USD, I don't have a lot of fast sniper buddies that I know and talk to that do USD. I'm like the only one, so I get to actually face off with people at a slower pace because you got to wait for all the payment methods to load in a different manner because it's going through USD rather than UPX. You got to load a whole another party, a whole bunch more API to get to that step-to-step process. You got to click a whole lot more buttons, and it's fun for me. It's an adrenaline rush to see me get a decline or invalid on USD, because that means somebody else beat me to it, and it's just a rush. It's a rush to have that challenge. It is a rush to have that challenge. It makes it more fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all about finding ways to make this game fun, because Upland doesn't do a great job of finding ways to make this game fun. In fact, sometimes they make it less fun. They make it more of a challenge and a bigger pain point than it needs to be. A lot of times, especially lately, it seems like, even though I'm happy with like the traveling right now with cars and shit, that is a big pain in the ass. As good as it is for Sparklet utility, it sucks. It sucks if you want to send your car from point A to point B. Now you got to stop at these charging stations and you got to fucking put Sparklet on there. It's annoying.
You know what else sucks? Going to the gas station and spending like $3 to $5 on a gallon of gas.
Yeah, it does. I do it every 2 days.
Yeah,
I fill up my tank every fucking 2 days because I have a 100 and,
Gas is so expensive.
well, I have an
I don't-
80-mile commute one way every day.
I'm lucky. I don't have to pay for gas.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, happy.
Yeah, I got a nice company car with a nice company gas card.
Oh,
Very few people get the benefit of a company car they get.
we also have to wear a stupid polo shirt too.
I like dressing
I
all
like
nice.
polos. What you mean? I love polos.
Polos are lame as shit. The only time I wear a fucking polo shirt is where I have to go to a golf tournament and they force me to.
Yeah, some golf clubs are like that. They'll only
No, dude, I love polos, dude. I like button-up shirts and with collars and shit. I don't know why, I just
Fine
do.
with that,
But I also
don't
like
wear
muscle shirts
with a
and
fucking
funny
collar.
shirts that say "I'm just here for the food" and stuff like that because they're funny. I'm a humor kind of guy. I love my humor. My favorite comedy, well, actually, I got several, but one of my favorites is fuck is his name? Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah,
Stoner moment. Yeah, Robin Williams is too, but yeah,
yeah. He's
Adam
okay.
Sandler is one of my guys.
I like Adam Sandler. Yeah. Tony Hinchcliffe is fucking hilarious. You ever watch Kill Tony?
Yeah, that
I
shit
don't
is
think I
funny.
have.
as hell,
Oh
man.
my god, Kill
He's,
Tony.
he's
so
the
fucking
dude
good.
that spoke at like the Madison Square Garden and pissed everybody off.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
watch the news, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're a lucky man, Freaky. I need to take your lead on that. I need to stop watching it.
Yeah, don't watch the news, dude. It's a waste of time.
No, the last time I watched the news, it was a bad time. It was when COVID came out. That was coming out, like literally getting announced on the news, and I was so baked. Like I was baked out of my mind to the point. Like I get like this. Like weed heightens my senses, chills me out, and everything like that. But I have a naturally low heart rate, and if something gets me thinking, my mind runs miles. Even more so when I'm stoned. So if something like that is on the news, I start thinking about like, oh shit, my heart's moving faster than it normally is. Oh shit, am I breathing right? And then I start thinking about my breathing, and well, you're supposed to do that subconsciously. So then I start hyperventilating because I'm thinking about breathing too much, and then I'm actually making myself work harder. That I actually sent myself to the hospital in an ambulance because I thought I was dying. And we were laughing in the back of the ambulance on the way to the hospital just because I was stoned. Made myself think I was dying.
Fucking shit. You might need to lay off the weed, bro.
No. We all have bad days, and that was just it was the news's fault.
You can do it too.
That was the news's fault.
Fuck. I never let the news get me that wound up. Fuck that shit. I don't even watch that crap.
I don't
wanna
watch the
get
news
that-
either. That's why it was like so funny. Is just the timing because I don't watch the news, and it's just the timing of it coming on when I was that baked was just wow. Kind of can't not watch something so intriguing when you're stoned, and then you start thinking about what they're saying, and it's like, oh god, downhill from there.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. I can't imagine. Well, I could. The only time I can imagine doing something stupid, like I used to do hallucinogenics, and I'd go to some weird fucking places doing that shit. But
Yeah, man.
not ever weed, man. I just laid in my couch or in bed and watched stupid movies and drank a lot of.
No, I
Gatorade.
do. That's what I normally do too. Like I just watch stupid shit and just have a good time.
But those
Relax.
days,
Yeah.
Lucky War of the
Lucky
World
War of the
was
World wasn't on.
on. It's over. Or the day after tomorrow or some shit.
Oh no, I love movies like that though. I really do. Like I'm super into. Oh well, we're getting off topic here, but who the fuck cares? I'm like super into alien movies, apocalypse movies, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't know why. I love that shit.
That shit's cool.
It is. It is. It's just like my style. I love watching that shit. A good show to watch when you're stoned is Ancient Aliens. That stuff is
Oh
awesome.
my god, yeah.
Yeah,
Love it,
I fall
Ancient
asleep
Aliens.
to that a lot.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
YouTube,
We're not-
pass out.
It's not because it's boring, because it's learning, and it gives you another perspective on like all the history and stuff like that. It's so awesome because like history over the time, over years and years and years, we get a different understanding of different things. Like if you think about it, back in the day when there was no computers, if you or helicopters and stuff like that, if you had a picture with wing-looking objects that looked like a bird and a giant metal thing, you might look at that today differently than you did back when the story was written about it. Like when it was first viewed upon and written about, it was looked at differently than it is or can be seen now, and it brings that into light, and it's so unique and intriguing. It's just awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Then you bring aliens into Upland.
Yeah, I totally agree. That would be awesome. I would be staring at my screen all day. I swear to God.
That was one of the things when they did, like a couple years ago, they did the April Fools, and they were talking about bringing in like natural disasters and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was
yes
fucking
for all that
cool.
shit. I said, yeah, give me aliens.
Yeah, dude, give me aliens. Like
And then
when they released airplanes, I'm like, okay, when are spaceships coming?
See, that would be kind of exciting. Like for Upland
buy
to
a
do
spaceship.
something like that would be cool. Like for them to bring in some kind of weather effect or night and day or something would kind of at least change things up a little. Like I wonder if that's on the horizon at all. Like if they have that in the works.
Yeah, if you all don't know already, in Upland you're not allowed to sleep because the sun's always out. Just so you know.
Well, there was at one point that Polymo or whatever, they were talking about doing drones and shit, but that shit fell off the planet. So who knows what the hell.
Yeah, no, that was like I mean, man, like I like the whole team that put that together too, and like, but there was nothing that tied it to Upland. Like the one thing I was like, so they basically got to take everything from our community and we got nothing from theirs.
Right.
And that's what I feel like a lot of the projects are like in Upland, right? Like, and I know we've all talked about this is, like Upland announces a partnership, but that other half of the partner doesn't announce Upland as a partner, right? It's like me saying that I'm partnered with Starbucks and all I'm doing is buying a Starbucks every day. I'm not really partnered with them. Starbucks ain't out there saying, yeah, happy motherfuckers buying our Starbucks, right? Like, so it just, I feel like that's where one of their mistakes is with their marketing is they rely on other people to like be their marketing for them in a sense. Like they're relying on their partnerships, and they're not even relying on their partnerships like marketing for them. They're just relying on that name bringing people into Upland, and it just
they're just buying an IP,
right? And it just doesn't seem to work. I mean, look at FIFA. Like that's like the most dead fucking asset in the game, damn near.
Except for when the World Cup comes around.
Actually, not really. It really isn't. I mean, believe it or not, my FIFA store gets a lot of action. It hasn't recently because I haven't really changed prices or anything like that. But no, people like the FIFA, and yeah, it takes a unique community and stuff like that for those kinds of assets because there's nothing to do with them other than collect them and stuff like that. Some people are here just for the collection. Some people like the collecting and the stuff like that. But it'd be nice to like. I've been thinking to myself like Upland should make like some 3D area like when you go into your own house, kind of like they do with the little marketplaces or the fucking the little things where you go and sit and have coffee, but you're not actually having coffee.
The cafe.
Cafe. There we go. Like go have a cafe type thing, but more 3D in the houses that you own, where you can actually like put up your assets on the walls and stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, like
your home address.
Right, and that meant have your legits up on the wall, right? Like showing them off like you would your, like a poster or a jersey or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, you could decorate.
And it's good
your
they're doing burns too. Burning different assets like that have high levels of numbers of them. Getting some of that volume down is going to also help the value of those items because they're becoming more and more unique.
Yeah, well, and they've been really good about burning, like bringing that whole burn mechanism into the game. I mean, man, doing that with the Halloween block explorers, I like burned 10 of them that I had, and that I never thought I was going to do anything with, and then I got the Bat Explorer, which is like a 1 of 125, as opposed to being a 1 of 3,000 or whatever they were. Like I also got to say, I appreciate how much they've toned down their the mints that they're releasing, right? Like we haven't seen anything really over 300. I even want to say like 500.
Exactly.
And so I think they're getting their supply and demand dynamics down a lot better, and now what I feel like where they're, and as long as the crypto market booms, I think Upland will do well, and the crypto market's already started to really blow up. It sucks to see Sparklet, sucking right now, right? Like, but in a way, this is an opportunity no matter what. Like people, I think Swarly does have it right where you are always going to have people dumping, especially when they do these airdrops, and you're going to have people dumping. But once more and more people start coming in, and like one of the biggest things right now is Sparklet's so limited to where you can buy it. Like if Sparklet gets put onto more exchanges and more people have access to it, and it starts blowing up, and people, like not only that, what people will look at is they'll be like, oh my God, Bitcoin's already gone up and all these other things have already gone up. Well, this one hasn't gone up. And then before you know it, people start selling their coins that they made money in and piling in. And so you won't even have people, people won't even have to play Upland for the price of Sparklet to go up, which is kind of a nice thing, right?
Like
it's
just foresee it hitting Coinbase.
Once it
example.
gets seen, then but we just have to wait for it to get seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, right.
And people are like, well, they want there's no whale is going to buy it. You want to buy it? There's a lot of whales out there that go and buy the small things that they see potential in.
Yeah.
Just because of what its factories and uses and all that might be in a different platform that they know nothing about or care about. But they see that it's got functionality, and they make their predictions off just data around about those different things. And there's going to be those people. It's just got to get the eyes on it.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time.
Yep, exactly what I say. A matter of time.
Yep. Have you guys been keeping up on any of the few things that came out recently with Upland, this season collector and the turkey run thing?
I did. I saw both.
I saw
The
the turkey run thing.
So you got to go to the LaSalle Stadium, and then you can participate there, right?
Yeah,
And
with
then
that track game.
Yeah, the track hero.
It's starting tomorrow, I think. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's take a look at
It's
this
like-
stupid thing.
It's only the top 10 that get the Block Explorer, I think. So
What was that, Block
it will be
Explorer?
fairly prestigious.
Oh, he got so excited. Did you hear the
That's-
excitement in his
that's the
voice? He
pride.
wants that Block Explorer.
I want all the Block Explorers. So the 26th through the
Are you a big
29th.
Block Explorer fan?
No, I don't give a fuck most of the time. But if they look cool, like this one looks like a fucking cracked out turkey, which
Look at the eyes.
stupid fucking thing.
That looks like Freaky right now.
It does. If Freaky was a turkey, this would be you, bro.
Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble.
It only 10. I mean,
That's
that's, when you get
Crazy.
down to less than, 20, I mean, man,
Yeah,
Those
we got
will have
fucking 10
value.
of these. Okay, head to the track hero, jump into action, give it your all. Every staked race counts and move. So the more you participate, the better chance you have of securing the top 10 racers. No fucking way I'll get this. I'm not even gonna try. Dude, I suck at track hero, something fierce. And there's some people that spend so much fucking time on that shit. I do really like this Block Explorer though. This is awesome.
Just wait till it hits the market. Go buy it. There's gonna be how many of them?
Snipe one for me.
10. I mean, man, yeah. You can't snipe block explorers though, man. Like that's the
Actually,
one
you
thing.
could. You can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just not as easy. But
Well, 'cause
yeah,
gotta
you can do
travel.
it. Yeah, you gotta do a lot more extra stuff, and you have to pull different data to see those kinds of transactions because it takes a whole bunch of different things to verify that. Like not just the listing in a like third party, for example. You have to see both the actual pending transaction as well as the confirmation that it got listed. So there's a whole bunch more that goes into that kind of stuff.
But you could snap or snipe map assets and block explorers and all that shit.
It would just be a lot harder. It wouldn't be nearly as fast because you'd have to go through a lot more windows. But yes,
interesting.
you can.
But you could set it so that it only set off alerts in the city that you were in, right? And then you could probably bypass a lot of the extra like transactions going through.
True.
Speed it up and then
True,
and
but
then-
true, but no, because you have to be in the. I mean, when you're in the city, yeah, you could do it there. But if it's not in that city, then you'd have to travel and all that stuff. But you can see those transactions immediately if that's what you're asking. You can see them
Well,
immediately, but it takes
but-
a lot longer to be that fast. So
But
you
you could
can't really
also-
be the quickest.
you could just set your parameters so that it was like only block explorers in Los Angeles, right? Like, because you can
Right.
do that with
Yeah, but you still have to travel to the property, all that stuff. So it's still
Right.
just a matter of the seeing it. You can't really snipe it because you can't really cut down on that process, how to get to that property and stuff quickly. You'd have to actually go into the property, everything like that. There's so much more clicking involved that it'd be easy for anyone to do it around the same speed, but it would
I mean-
vary a lot.
You
But
could
if you
also
knew
just
exactly when it was
technically-
listed, the second it was listed, you're immediately going to that property. I guess you would have an advantage.
Yeah, you'd have an advantage, that's for sure. But anybody who would be doing the same thing would have that advantage. Or if somebody was sitting on the property already because they made that deal, they'll
Yeah.
be there first. So you can't really like beat everyone to it, but you could have an advantage on it. It's just a lot harder to be considered like snipe the way people see sniping. I mean, you're a sniper if you get a property under deal. You're a sniper if you get anything under deal. I don't care if it's 3 days later. If you get like something that's, let's say you get a terminal at 50% USD 3 days later just because nobody snagged it. You're a sniper, in my opinion, because that's a damn good fucking deal.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
I-
that. some of
that
those
would probably
criminals
be
sitting there.
an arguable conversation. I would think that some people would say a sniper is somebody that gets something at a very good deal at a really fast time versus somebody who just got something at a good deal.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, the whole like idea is just getting good deals. So like, either way, if you get something lower than everything, you're the sniper in that case. Doesn't matter how fast or how slow it is. You're the sniper who got that deal.
Gotcha.
You
You
pulled
were
the trigger
you were the one who was able to pull the
before
trigger.
somebody else. Yeah, exactly.
Season.
Um,
So let's say you get a $10,000 property that's actually like $50,000 in value, and it's listed for $10,000. I guarantee you, be plenty of people who want to pull that trigger, and it might take a while before somebody does. But granted, that person is definitely the sniper because they got that 10 grand quicker than anybody else.
I,
'Cause that's like a
I
chunk.
guess.
That's a good chunk. I mean, raise your hand if you got 10
wonder
grand
how
to just
long-
drop right
How
now.
long-
What did you say, Happy?
Like, how many players out there could actually do that? Could snipe a $10,000 property? Like,
I'm curious.
even at 25% mint, I don't think there's a whole lot of players out there that would be willing to drop.
You could be surprised though. I mean, there probably are some just like lurking. I mean, I swear to you, there's probably a whole bunch of like Uplander accounts that are just big people just watching, seeing how things are going. and
I mean, there's a
waiting for the
lot
right
of
time to jump
there's a
in,
lot of
and they're
CEOs
just
that
watching.
you don't know about.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that there's probably a lot of people that have some power somewhere watching, whether they're big or not, or if they've decided to go in hard yet, you don't know. Because like I guarantee you, like some of the bigger players in this game didn't start out big. They probably were around for a good little bit before deciding they were ready to go in.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You really need to be.
Yeah. Well, anybody that's going to invest should probably be looking and doing a little bit of research before they just like, oh, there's this cool game. Let me just drop a bunch of money in. They're probably going to
Yep.
sit around and see how it goes and look at the market and see if this is something that's legit before you drop $10,000
Exactly.
on it. Yeah. Have you guys looked at the season collector thing?
Pretty sure I'm gonna get this badge.
You've bought every pass so far
I have, yeah.
and burned it, I should say.
I
And
think
Brandon.
so, but I don't know if I bought one for this last one. I don't know what the last season was. 'Cause I haven't been
It
paying
was
attention.
a harvest season, but isn't there
Okay,
one
then I
where
got
it's-
that one. Yeah, the
there's
winter one.
where
I saw
there's
something
one where
about winter, and I'm like, do I have it? I don't see winter season yet. Did I miss
They
it?
haven't-
I
they
was
haven't
just like
released
freaking out because I bought all of them so far.
Yeah, me too. So that would be cool to get this stupid badge that doesn't do anything, but it's nice to have a badge, I guess.
badges are okay.
Well, I was kind of annoyed because they didn't. So they put out the sale for the. I think it was the one before the harvest one when they first introduced the like colored ones, the Halloween one,
Yeah.
where they had different like rarities. Well, my very first buy was an orange one. Had I burned it immediately because the time before that I forgot to burn like the Genesis week one. I forgot to burn for like the first 2 weeks, and I didn't realize I wasn't getting all my stuff. And I'm like, damn, I missed out on all that because I forgot to burn it, and I had bought it on day one. Like I was like, damn it, so much lost.
Can't get it
But
back. There's no getting
Yeah.
that back. You had to burn it to get
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So then the next one, I burned it immediately, and then they announced right after, oh yeah, there's collection fees now. And I was like, oh, great, because mine one's orange, and I burned that one. I bought like 10 more, and they were all just regular ones, like just the lowest level. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, the first one I get is the one I shouldn't have burned.
But they don't have any. They don't do anything. Even if you have all of the fucking different.
Yeah, but there's
They-
the
no.
collector perspective in the game. There's value there. And I love to take opportunities with any possible value.
Yeah, but you can't sell it.
Yeah,
Sure, you can.
you can. The passes are NFTs, but
Okay,
everything that you get from that pass isn't it. Yeah.
Right.
I
Like,
think
I
they
mean, I
could-
sold a bunch of them.
I think they could do a little better though. Just
Like, think about it this way: you buy those passes in USD. Guess what? You can buy a whole bunch of them and sell them in UPX.
Yeah.
I did. I sold a bunch in UPX. Get some UPX from it, stuff like that. I think I had like 6 extra. I sold. Probably have like, I think I sold them all. Yeah, pretty sure I sold them all.
Nice. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
now you're gonna be able to get this fun little badge that does nothing, but it definitely shows how big your dick is, though. I'm gonna be able to go and show everybody that I got all these first year badges, because I guess you can still get it, but it probably just won't say 2024 on it. It'll say 2025, and if you're a 2025 and I'm in 2024, I'm a winner and you're a loser. That's the bottom line.
that's right.
Yeah. So I was there, you weren't, and that's what makes me cool, I guess. Or at least that's the idea, I think, right?
That's what you get to say. You get to say.
Yeah.
that you
Whether
were
it's
there.
true or not, it's a different story.
Yeah.
It's a completely different story. Yeah, I read through this. There's nothing really great here. It just says, yeah, you fucking, if you burned all of these and you burn the next one, you're awesome and you got them all, and thanks for spending your money on shit that sucks. And you're a diehard collector, and we're gonna give you a badge, and then other people can get the badge down the road, basically. Yeah, it just probably won't say 2024. Let's say 2025.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. Like, that's kind of cool. It's an achievement to get. That you
Yeah,
bought
no, I'm with
all
you.
of the passes with the cool decorations. Yeah, that's pretty cool, though. I like those things. Because you can change up your profile and get unique with it and have your own, like, thing. And you can, like, faced with those things, you can actually use them to your advantage to style your own profile to your liking. To, like, give yourself a brand within Upland.
Yeah, but you can only do 3 different things. And you have like 100 of these 3 different things, and almost all of them are pretty fucking lame and stupid. There's a couple that are cool, but for the most part, how many fucking different property badge things do I need? I can only display 1 at a time. How many fucking backgrounds for my little tiny block explorer do I possibly need that you can't even really notice is there? I can only use 1 at a time. Give me some fucking variety. That's what I'm trying to say here. Like,
Oh, I get it, but think about it this way: this is only the start. Like over time, you might get like tons of different overlaps you can use on your profile to give yourself, let's say, googly eyes or a mustache and stuff like that. And it'll be awesome.
what would
Like
be
you get to brand yourself, kind of like on Discord. If you think about it, they are kind of taking some pages out of Discord's book with the way they made the chat. Like the chat is so alike, so very similar to how Discord chats work and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. They actually took that on their own just from hearing people say they wanted a chat, and they came up with an idea that was simple and easy to use.
yeah, I do love the chat. That's one of my favorite things ever.
And now they've got like things where it's getting like more social in the platform itself, which is amazing.
Yeah, 100% agree.
You can make announcements to your following and everything like that. It's so cool.
Yeah. No, I'm with you 100% on that. I love this social piece of it. That was like the biggest deal to me when that came out at Genesis Live. I was like, holy shit. I had a raging boner. I couldn't stand it for like, it was bad. But then I drank my drinks and it went away. So that was a win. Oh no. Oh, there you go. Okay, good. Yeah. What else is going on Upline? Anything notable?
Not that I can really.
Lots of people make moves.
What do you mean?
I just want everybody to know that no matter if you're a big or a small player, anything you do in the game, whatever your style is, I want you to think about yourself as making moves, because you're making the effort to do something and you're trying to grow and you're meeting the community and you're putting that effort in. So don't ever let slowness or don't ever let yourself get down because you're not doing as well as you want to be doing. You're making the moves to do so.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, this. I still think. I know a lot of people say it's getting cliche at this point. Like we're still early in this.
Oh yeah,
movement.
for sure.
Like if you're in now, even if you start today, and you jump in, you're still ahead of the game.
Yep.
I mean, man, with being able to get in at basically, a fifth of mint price, like really says how early we are, right? Like, because once things blow up, I mean, there will be no, you won't have more than like if things really were to blow up, I couldn't imagine much selling for less than mint.
Let's put it this way: when things really blow up, I expect to be buying properties at 200%, and that will be a snipe.
Yeah, you're right.
It's gonna happen.
And it really wouldn't take that much money. Like I always say, if we had 1 million players, which sounds like a lot, but if you compare it to other games out there, it's not really a whole lot.
Well, look at the vote. How many we had? How many active players in what? It was like 3 or 4 days.
3,000.
Like 3,000 players are pretty active. That made it out of what was it? Like
25,000, I think. So, I mean, and that's only an eighth. It's like it's like a sixth or an eighth the players actually voted, for and participated in the vote. So I mean, it just shows you how much room there is to go. I mean,
Yeah.
what I really think is that Upland needs to get the user interface fixed, right? Like take care of, especially when it comes to the manufacturing and moving stuff around, get that shit figured out, make it a lot easier and user friendly, and then make it so there is no, like, the curve of entry right now. Like, I think that one of the things that turns people off the most, and I could be wrong, but it's if anybody starts this game and buys $100 worth of Upix, you're an immediate fucking almost 80% loss.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and that just, how does that, nobody is going to stick around with 80% losses. They need to put something right at the very beginning that says, hey, prices in this game vary. If you want the best deals, you need to go to this data hub. Like, just fucking do that, and it will change the experience that everybody has in the game. You know what was insane to me was being at Genesis Week, meeting people that have been playing Upland for like 2 years and had never heard about UPX Land, and they just bought properties that they loved. Like,
Yep.
crazy shit, right? So like,
And they're probably so upside down.
right, man. Like, I mean,
But they don't care. There's the people that do that and just don't care.
Well, you
They're
don't
just
know
here for
if-
fun.
Know if you care or not at that point. Like,
Right.
before I discovered UPX Land, I didn't care. I was like, oh, I'm just buying whatever. But the second I found it, I cared a lot. I was like, I fucked
you were
myself
pissed.
for like months, just letting myself get ass raped by the community because I didn't know shit, and Upland didn't tell me anything. And then when I finally found it, I was like, God dang it, what the fuck have I been doing this whole time?
I did the same thing though, but that's the thing. Like, even in those scenarios, you can profit. It can hurt, but yeah, the hindsight is always 2020, and that's why it's good to do the research and ask for help and get around and active in the community because you learn a lot more that way. There's so many things that you can do in Upland, and it's easier to focus on a few rather than try to do everything because there's just so much you can do. Trying to do it all, you'd be splitting yourself pretty thin in what your focuses are. And
Right.
Right.
you can do
But
it.
the base-
It just depends on
base
what your
layer of the
priorities are.
game is property trading, right?
Yep.
And the fact that Upland themselves don't have a property, like, you cannot see, like, in Upland there is no UPX Land, right? And you have to go to a second party for that information. That is where the trouble is, because people just don't know that they're not even that, people don't know whether they're making good deals or not, and so it's not a level playing field for everybody. Not everybody gets to start, I guess you could say it is a level playing field, but it's like, and then what, you just have to struggle to make your way through. I mean, how many other games are you going to put $100 in and you can't do much with it, right? Like, if you were to put $100 worth into Upland and you just bought Upix and went off and just started minting properties, the chances of you selling those are slim to none.
Unless you're minting new cities with that $100, that's the only way it makes sense.
Right. And you know what? And in a way, that's what Upland is smart about doing by taking away, these other, like LA and all these other, locking all these properties up. That's going to force anybody who's coming new to the game to basically know that they're going to have to wait for the new city to mint properties. And then
Right.
hopefully people will kind of see that, okay, that's going to be my best chance of making something, so I'll hold off on buying Upix or whatever. But I still think that if Upland just had a freaking link to UPX Land, and it was like, as soon as you started the game, they said, hey, look, if you want to really get the most out of this experience, you need to check out this platform to find the best prices in the game. And if they did that, it would change the entire game. Or if they just created an Upix Land inside of Upland, it would change the whole game.
Yep,
Yes, it would.
absolutely. Before we get off here, because we are going to be pushing 2 hours here in a minute, I do want to talk about something I got I'm gonna plug something that I've been working on. I got a couple race things that I've been working on. One I kind of finalized for the most part today, and that is, let me bring it up. Well, actually, there's really nothing to bring up. I'll just talk about it. Myself and I was looking at the chat. Ja Rashad, we're talking about setting up a Vulgar Speedway event, so to speak. And I have, we're calling it the Node Mayhem Truck Series on the Vulgar Speedway. It's going to be, we have our 6 drivers. We're going to be racing starting December 6th through January 10th. We're going to do 2 races every Friday, just standard truck series. On the Vulgar Speedway, we haven't figured out the prizes yet. We're going to work on that, but we're going to try to find some sponsors and some people that want to help promote this. But basically, we got all the drivers, we got the tracks, we got. I'm going to stream it on this channel. So yeah, we're going to do that just on the Vulgar Speedway, starting December 6th. So that will be fun. And if you're interested in checking that out or supporting that, hit me up, or hit up Ja Rashad, or jump into the Granada Hills Discord server, and we'll straighten it out. I got another one I'm working on that's a little bit different with the Hyde Park Ninjas. We're looking at doing like teams and repping some nodes, and across different tracks, but using at least one of the races in the at the Vulgar Speedway. So we're working on that. We haven't hashed out any details yet on that one so much, but this one with Ja Rashad, we banged out some stuff today, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I can't wait to get that going. And yeah, I'm gonna be using if you watch my video Friday with Cape Madman, we're gonna use the app that he's been working on to keep track of, hopefully keep track of the leaderboards, and posting all the events for the races, so people will have all the information, when to be there, what to use, the racers, all the important shit. I'll link out to that in our Discord server. So yeah, just wanna do a little plug into that. And yeah, I don't know what the prize pool is gonna look like yet, but we'll have something here shortly. So yeah,
Nice, man.
Nice.
About it.
Are you pretty big into racing yourself, or do you just like having the track?
No, I mean, it's hard. There's so many good racers out there, and I suck. And I've had a car for a long time. No, I like racing. I'm just not good at it. So I've been doing the amateur kart series for the fast track community. Our final is on Friday, where hopefully I'll win the whole thing, and I can graduate from amateur to semi-pro. That's my hope. I'm 2 points out of first place, so if I can win that, I'll be pretty stoked. But no, that's the amateur kart racing is the first like racing thing I've done outside of just having my own track. I just like the idea of having a track and building a brand, and making moves and having things out there that say Vulgar on them, and trying to find ways to make money in the metaverse. So no, but I'm gonna be racing in the truck series, and then I'll probably try to find a team member for what, I don't know what we're gonna call it, maybe like a triple threat, I think is what we're flirting with. So anyway, I got some more details to work out with them, but I know they talked about it on their show on Sunday. So I just will have to wait and see what we flesh out when we get the time to do it. So, but that, I can't wait to do that as well, because I think we're going to get some cool tracks and some cool stuff that we're going to have fun with. Anyway, yeah,
Racing's hard, man.
It is fucking hard, especially when you got a car that goes fast.
Yeah.
Like parts are easy because I don't have to brake ever, but the second you have to start braking, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. No, I've tried. I've got a S1R and one of the competition versions of the stock cars or whatever, and
Yeah.
it is really hard. And then figuring out how to use the power ups correctly and when to use them and all of that, like it's definitely
Well, that stuff. If you look at if you watch the video, Kate Manman goes over all that shit in his app. His app actually tells you exactly what those do and kind of like how and when to use them. It's actually a really
Nice.
good little companion for racing.
Yeah, that's good that there's tools, and that is cool. Like, I mean, that's something that like same kind of tools that Freaky Man is pretty much using. Connecting to the API, and that's
Yep.
like, I mean, that's what
Translating
Upland,
data.
is being that open source platform that anybody can connect to, and you can, like you're saying, you can build your brand. Like, I mean, I would love to incorporate Upland into the travel industry. Like, it's freaking made for
Yeah.
the tourist industry and traveling. And, like, I kind of have some things that I'm trying to figure out how to, like, I need to find a good developer, like somebody who's a good app developer. And I think I've got like a multi-million-dollar idea.
Oh my god. I'll be a multimillionaire, Lucy. Let's do this.
If you're a developer, man, let's, if you can develop a good app, because I need it to
I
be
learn as I
scary.
go. I can learn some good
Oh, yeah.
shit.
It sounds like he's got a bunch of other crazy shit going on that he learned off the internet. So, fuck it.
I teach myself a lot. Like, I've got several Discord bots running. I've got a Discord bot that's running in a server that manages for private channels for a Discord server that does has a whole bunch of game bots and stuff for people to use. It's just a little community. It allows somebody to request to have a private channel made, and I can do with literally one command, create that channel for them, set all the perms in just one go with that bot, and it tracks who owns what channels, who's allowed in those channels. It does all of that with a bot.
That's cool.
Yep.
I can't seem to figure out bots to save my life at the moment.
I can do a lot.
That's for another day.
Yeah, no, I will just pay somebody to do that. That's where I'm at, man. I mean, but I'm thinking, like, what I want to build is like, I kind of want to do something similar to like Pokemon Go, like with the travel industry and with NFTs and shit. And I what I really want to do is build an app where, basically, like, so what I do is my company like owns all these brochure displays, right? And so basically the demand for brochures is very, very small, to be honest with you, right? We live in a digital world. Not everybody's using brochures anymore. So I want to try to digitize brochures. And what one of my ideas is to actually turn those brochures into NFTs themselves. And so, basically the app would be that you would search for these brochures. Once you found them, you would pick them up, and then you'd bring them to the advertiser, whoever it was. Once they scan it at the shop, then boom, you would get your NFT. And what it does is it gives a lot of people, like in the advertising world, it gives people great ways to track their customers. It gives people another way to interact. And it would be, I think it could be something that, if done well and proper, could really blow up, because there's really not a whole lot of travel games that are that big right now. And it would be a way to really connect that physical and digital world.
Agree. That sounds like a brilliant idea.
I'm sure now that I
You
put it on
sound-
the internet,
You
somebody's
sound like a typical stoner. Brilliant ideas when you're high.
Yeah. Just know you don't have the means to do it yourself, which is that part sucks.
That's the fucked up part, right? Like, if I was a developer, I would have fucking done this already, but I'm not. And so I basically need to find somebody who's a developer who can put my idea into life, right? And it's like, at that point, what do they need me for? I mean, other than the distribution side of everything.
You got to be somebody's got to be the idea man. There's lots of people that can do a lot of technical stuff, but they just can't come up with the ideas. You
Well,
got to
and
have
you need
there's
salespeople.
value in that.
Like for
No,
me,
it's-
I can create all kinds of code projects, but I'm good at ideas, but I'm bad at like settling into an idea that actually means something. And when I don't have like an outside verification of that idea's importance, I don't like to just dive down that road, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, but sometimes you just gotta take a risk, right? You know, and
Yeah.
go for it.
But that's a very time lengthy risk to take. Making a project of that magnitude and putting it out there. If it fails, that's a lot of time that you spent to put that out there.
Yeah, but you never know unless you try. Period.
True. True,
You
true.
know, you
Fact.
you sit there and you think about something all day. It doesn't matter. Somebody else is going to go out there and do it, you know, before you do. So you got to be the sniper to fucking make your ideas work, right?
Well, here's the funny thing that I kid you not, like when I was a little kid, and it kind of makes me chuckle to this day, because if I was like old enough to understand how to do it and everything like that, it could have been big for me. But who remembers when silly bands were a big thing?
Silly bands.
Yes.
We're both in our 40s, so it might be past our
So
time.
when I was in like high school, silly bands was a thing. They're shaped. They're basically rubber band bracelets that are shaped and in all these different unique shapes, and they're collectibles and stuff like that. And before those became a thing, like I was a kid, I was young, and I thought to myself, I was making little rubber band balls, and I thought to myself, well, what about shaped rubber bands? And then all of a sudden, a couple months later, silly bands became a thing. I didn't tell anybody the idea. I was just like, holy damn, somebody else saw the same damn thing.
And that was what was like your idea was basically the silly bands, and then they all of a sudden they blew up.
Yeah. It was
I had
funny
the
as
same-
hell.
In 1996, I was a grade school kid walking the streets of
Damn.
Oregon, and I was doing what I called extreme walking. Little did I know, a few years later, we're gonna have fucking parkour all over the place. Same shit. Same shit. I just didn't know what to name it, so I called it extreme walking. I could have been a millionaire.
It's all about marketing, man. You
I
gotta.
was born
you
in
gotta market
1996.
properly.
Damn, I'm young.
I was out there walking the mean streets of Tillamook, just jumping off shit and doing spins off staircases and stuff.
I do that. I like to do that kind of thing in the woods. I love to run as fast as I'm fast. When I was in the military, I did my 2-mile run test in 9 minutes and 56 seconds. So I'm
Nice.
pretty damn fast. And what I love to do is just run straight through the woods. I don't care about the trees. I'll dodge every single one of them. I'll dodge all the roots and everything like that. I enjoy that because to me it's fun to run as fast as I can through all that obstacles. Because to me it's fun. It's just like a rush to be able to dodge all that, jump over things and all that. It's fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Running through the woods is only if the cops behind me, man.
There was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it is now. But we're at the 2-hour mark. What do you say we give some shit away?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So hashtag freaky, and then we'll draw some names. Swarley wanted to give away a structure ornament. So I'm not even going to do his wheel thing. I'm just going to say, I'm just going to force him to give away one of his new ones, the candy cane one. So sorry, Swarley, you're on the hook for a candy cane one. Teabagger and then candy cane SO. It doesn't drive me crazy. It's actually really funny. So I work at a prison and I work with a bunch of sex offenders, and we call sex offenders SOs. And so whenever I'm talking with Swarley and Laban, they abbreviate structure ornaments to SOs. And so one of these days, I want to just take one of the conversations that we had and replace SO with sex offender and just see how fucked up that conversation is. Because sometimes I'll sit there and just laugh my ass off, replacing it. It's fucking wild. With some of the things, I'm gonna do it here one of these days. When you see it, you'll see why it's funny.
Was that fucked up Mad Libs or whatever, right?
Oh, I did one with my daughter the other day, and I had to try so hard not to say fucked up shit. Because she's not
terrible lip syncing is what that makes me think of.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. And she's like, I said like fart, and she lost her shit. What is that thing?
Hi, doggo.
My little grizzly. Say hi,
Yeah.
Grizz. He's whining. He's my little buddy.
You guys look like each other.
Yeah.
Couple of cunts. Santa reindeer coin from. Oh, Scory wants to give away a Santa reindeer coin. Excellent. Santa reindeer coin. Coin Scory. Okay. All right. You had your chance. We're fucking spinning this thing. I'm gonna give away a teabagger. Swarley's gonna give away a fucking candy cane structure ornament, and then Scory 23's throwing his name in the hat for a Santa reindeer coin. So let's.
I'll give away 50K.
Freaky, you're gonna give away 50K?
Yeah, why not?
Fuck yeah, bro. All right.
Nice, man.
Freaky 51. 50K. Okay. Shit. That's what's up. You guys better get your name in. It's only fucking. There's 8 now. Here we go.
Now everybody's jumping in.
Hashtag Freaky if you want to win. Have a shot at winning 50K from Freaky. A teabagger, a candy cane, and a reindeer coin. Santa reindeer coin. I'll give you 10 seconds. There's 10 people watching. I have 8 entries. The math isn't mathing. Get your ass.
Well, maybe it's counting me as a watcher. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it might.
Maybe it's counting us as watchers. Because that would make sense.
It might. Yeah. I don't. I know I'm not watching.
Because that does math. 2 and 8. Yeah, that math.
Happy, are you watching this stream as well?
I am, but my dog is all over me.
So you're
Well,
on
I don't know
YouTube as well?
Well, no, I'm not on YouTube watching it. I'm just
You want
straight
me to-
watching it in this in the Spring platform.
There's 11 YouTube watchers,
Oh, dang.
live viewers. Hashtag Freaky, and we're spinning. There you go, Laban. Hey, good morning to you. You son of a bitch. You came in at the very last fucking second trying to get that money.
50K.
All right. 10 seconds. For real this time.
Oh, another one? No. Good morning.
We're at 9 of 10, so it's mathing a little bit better, but we're still off by 1. Okay. All right. Time's up. I'm spinning. So the first one we'll do. I'm not even gonna take anybody out of there. I'll give a teabagger away first. We'll do the 50K last. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? This is for the teabagger. Picasso wins a teabagger.
Oh, somebody else just said hashtag freaking. That's funny.
All right, Jimmy. Here we go. This one's going to be for the candy cane structure ornament. Is it going to be Sham Bamming 1? Is that your in-game name? Shambamming one. Okay, this one is for the Santa reindeer coin. Draw again. Scory, you're not going to win your own shit. You're not going to. All right, I can't do that to you. So if, all right, Jimmy Jester. Jimmy Jester wins the Santa the 50K. If it lands on me, that will count for Scory because it takes out the entries, I guess, automatically. So I got you, Scory. If it lands on me, that's you. All right, Jimmy Jester, you won the Santa reindeer coin. Hit up Scory 23, and this is for the 50K from Freaky Man 51. Who's it gonna be?
Level up tech. All right.
What's your in-game name? Level Up Tech.
I believe it's Ruble Max, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like he's won like the last 3 weeks in a row.
I feel like he has.
That lucky bastard. But good for him.
Just waiting on it in the chat so I can type it in.
I believe it's. I'm pretty certain it's Ruble Max. Let me double check here. I think I wrote this down the other day. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm a liar. It was probably in our last chat because every fucking time he wins, and we're like, crap, I can't remember his name.
I know. As much as he's won, you would think.
I know we would just have this down, but yeah, I don't want to like say 100. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Fucking nailed it.
Ruble Max.
I'm gonna write this down. Ruble Max. Level Up Tech. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody. Freaky Man 51. Thanks for jumping on and sharing your story and talking about your sniper-ish ways. I know.
And you just received 50K, Ruble Max. Congrats.
Congrats, Ruble Max. Yeah, I know that you probably get a lot of heat and you're probably misunderstood. So I'm happy to have you on and talk about your process and whatever.
Of course, no problem.
Chat about. And if there's any time you want to jump on, you're always welcome to join. Happy to have you at any point. So hit me up if you want to jump on the show again. Happy.
Right.
Thanks for joining. You've been a stellar asset to the Neutral Zone. So I'm stoked to have you.
Fun. I enjoy this.
Yeah, gives us something to look forward to.
Yeah, I actually, I don't do a whole lot in like nodes and stuff. Like I'm kind of busy during the week, and so I'm not always available. And this is kind of nice to be able to come and talk Upland at least once a week and hang out with Upland folks.
Yeah.
Oh, and remember to spay and neuter your pets, everybody.
Yeah. Let's reduce the pet population, please.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the pet population?
Nothing.
You must have not watched The Price is Right with Bob Barker.
But now that Bob Barker said, who's promoting to spay and neuter your pets to reduce the fucking homeless pet population? Nobody. Bob Barker.
Does Drew Carey doesn't say it I haven't watched The Price is Right in like 20 fucking years, probably.
I love The Price is Right, but I haven't watched it in a long time either.
I haven't watched it in a long time either. I've seen it.
I don't even know if Drew Carey's still doing The Price is Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's some old dude.
Is it an old dude?
He's
think so,
starting
yeah.
to look like Bob Barker, actually.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Look it up.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Just in case something fucked up comes up here. Who is doing The Price is Right? It's still Drew Carey. Drew Carey today. He's got this fucking soul patch on his face. Looks, I don't know. Here, let's
I mean, not exactly like Bob Barker, but
no, he's getting old though. I mean, he's getting old. He doesn't look
Yeah.
great.
yeah. See,
Sure.
look at that one right there, where he looks. Yeah, he's looking more like Bob Barker in
This
these
one?
old ones right here. Well, that one he looks like somebody. That's a bad picture.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I guess. He's starting to look old and shitty.
Yeah, he's gonna die doing The Price is Right. Like that's one of those jobs. If you get that job, you hold on to it forever, man.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, cool. I'm glad we settled this.
Well, you might say that, but like Deal or No Deal? Howie?
Oh
Wasn't
yeah,
it Howie before?
Deal or No Deal?
No,
Wasn't
that was
I swear it was Howie before.
yeah. He did Deal or No Deal.
And then it went to what's that guy's name?
I can't know. I don't
Wayne
remember.
Brady.
Yeah.
Wayne Brady did it after him, or maybe before. I don't know. But anyway, we're off topic. I'm trying to say goodbye, and now we're talking about who knows where this is going to go. All right. Well, guys, thanks for jumping on. Let's do this again soon. And yeah, I'll check you guys later. So
Right on.
See you later.
Bye bye.
later, peeps.